Hey beauties, and welcome to Blooming Beauty by Just Bless. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like, and let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing a polygel comparison review. So today we're going to get into how I achieved this pink nude marble polygel set. And I was able to achieve this by this set here by Modelones or Modelones. It comes with 4 different polygel colors, a top coat and a base coat, dual forms, slip solution, a mini file, and a mini patting brush. So I did go ahead and include a list for you guys, maybe for you to screenshot, because I do use other materials, not in the kit, but I will list it below. So to get started, you'll need to size your finger according to the dual forms, and they come with numbers and lines. The lines are for the length and the number is for the size. So I'm showing you guys a size 1, which is actually too big, but I want you guys to visualize what it looks like to not fit your fingernail bed right. So see, it's hanging off the side a lot. It can do that a little bit, but that's really too much. So that's a no-no. So I'm going to show you what it looks like for it to be way too small. And this is a size 3, which is not my size. I'm a size 2. So that is just one size difference, and that makes a difference in your quality of nail and if it's going to stay on and last, because if it doesn't fit, it's going to pop off easy. So here's one that fits me better. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it is not overlapping on both sides. It is doing a little bit there, but I can file that. And now I'm going to grab my base coat, and we're just going to apply that to all our fingers and move those dual forms out the way. And you should apply this to clean, buffed nails. So once you've added that base coat, you want to go ahead and cure it under your light for 120 seconds. But please be careful. If it starts to burn, that means you need to do flash curing, which is going in and out under that lamp for the 120 seconds. So yes, on to the fun part. Getting started with the polygel, you're going to need the slip solution. And if you don't have like a little cup like I'm using, you can definitely use the cap of the slip solution. So I'm just pouring about half a cup in there. You won't need too much. And I'm going to take my brush, because when I got it, it was rock hard. The bristles were very hard. So you just want to soften those up by adding that brush into the solution. So now you want to pick your color of polygel, and once you've done that, you can squeeze a ball out of the polygel onto a piece of paper and then scoop it up, or you can put it directly into the dual form. I'll be doing both ways, but for the marble nail, you have to use a spatula. If you don't have a spatula, I advise just using the back of a plastic spoon or even a plastic knife. So using my spatula, I did go ahead and scoop that up and put it into the back of the dual form. And like I said, you don't have to do this way. You can definitely squeeze it into the dual form. Sometimes I just switch up how I do it, and this time I use a spatula, but either way, it doesn't really matter. Once you got your polygel in there, you do want to pick up your brush and get started with patting it out. And before starting, I did dip it, and I just dabbed it on the towel. Take note of that. You don't want to make your polygel too wet. So once you dip it into the slip solution, I would just dab it onto a towel. And now getting into the dual form, from the back, you want to really focus on how does your nail look when you go to the salon and get it done. It's not fat in the back. It's not fat in the front. It's nice and even all the way through. So that's what our goal is with these polygel nails, is to look like we got real nails. So I'm definitely making the back, make it look flat so it doesn't look like you need to fill ASAP. And I'm just making it not too thin in the back, but natural. So as you guys can see, I have been patting it up on the sides and cleaning off the edge of the nail. You want to do that with the brush to create that fine definition on the end of your nail. And if you flip the Polygel dual form over, you're able to see what you're going to have exactly on your nail. And so when I flipped it over, I didn't think that it was long enough, and I thought that it was too see-through, so I didn't add enough, like I mentioned for the first time. So it's okay, you can definitely add more, and you just want to blend it in, and like I said, focus on that evenness. So I'm patting, patting, patting. And if you do have to add more, don't forget to define the edge of your fingernail by swiping that brush at the end of it. And you can really like lift the dual form up to eye level to see how much is in the dual form. It shouldn't be thin and it shouldn't be too thick coming out the top of the dual form. So I feel like this is the hardest part about Polygel, is making the nail. So just take your time with this and don't rush it, and know that this takes practice. You're going to want to put the nail just slightly above the cuticle and slide it back. That'll give you that gradient flow. And once it's on there, it should connect and you should see an air bubble go away. You guys will know what I'm talking about when you guys start doing this. So once you get it on, you do not need to press hard at all. It may look like I'm adding a lot of pressure, but you can see it's not too much where it's like spilling out the sides. And when you do press down, sometimes you do get an overlap, so you have to flip your nail over just to check. And if you so, swipe up like I just did with the Polygel, and it should go back even. After flipping that nail, you want to definitely check and make sure it's still secure on the top part, which is what I'm doing there, just pressing lightly, then you're going to cure it. So the fun part again is going ahead and wiggling off that dual form like you see on Instagram ads. It's not that easy, but it is something like that. And that's what it looks like when you take your dual form off. That's a pretty nice looking nail, and all I'm doing is shaping it up. And I don't go into detail because the shaping is really up to your liking. You can make these squivel, oval, squound, whatever you want to call it, any shape you really want. And to file the cuticle area, you lay your nail file flat, but that is not the method I use. I do recommend using a nail drill. Even if you're a beginner, you can use it on really slow, but it's up to your discretion. I do recommend it just to give you that clean salon look around your cuticles. So let's get into the marble design. And that's just basically that pink nude. And I did squeeze out a little bit more than last time, if you guys didn't notice. And now I'm going to take some white gel nail polish. I'm not sure if you have to use gel, but I use gel, so I advise that you guys use gel polish to do this look. So basically what I'm doing is not wanting to smudge that white, but I'm wanting to dab it all over that color. And then I'm going to take my spatula and I'm going to make lines going across in each direction. You don't want to mix it because then you'll just get like this light airy pink because you're mixing pink and white. So you really need to pay attention. Like your mixing is your design. So just do it how I did it. I just made like a star or something like in each corner. And I picked up half the Polygel and I'm going to scoop it into the dual form. And I'm going to pick up the other Polygel and put it into the dual form. I do that because sometimes when you scoop up all the marble, it messes up the design. So my beauties, that is pretty much it. You're just going to continue those same steps of patting, and swiping, and patting, and just making sure that you've got a nice canvas nail to put onto your fingernail. This product is really what you make it. So I did flip it over to see what kind of marble I was working with. Got a little excited, a little happy dance. And yeah, I was patting out just a little more. And then eventually I'll go ahead and add it to my finger. And this part you guys already seen, but definitely another close-up is helpful of me hovering and deciding where I'm going to place it and then sliding it almost to the cuticle, but not all the way there. Don't forget to flip your hand over. This is a good example. You can actually see the overlap above the round part of my fingertip, and that is a no-no because bacteria can probably definitely get trapped up under there. So you want it to seamlessly blend in with your fingernail that's up under that dual form. So beauties, that is pretty much it. I went ahead and finished off my right hand and went ahead and shaped and filed them, and this is what they look like after shaping and filing. But I did take off a lot of length because I was trying to perfect my shape. And what I'm doing now is just taking that recommended piece of paper towel, soaked it in alcohol, and I'm just wiping off any residue that comes with this polygel set. And for the top coat, we're just gonna go ahead and apply a nice even coat. You don't have to go hard with this top coat because it is thick and it'll misshape your nails if you put too much on. So just put a top coat on like regular, and then you would cure them, and then I will be back to show you guys how the rest of my hand comes out. So guys, here is the final look. I love them so much. I usually don't do short nails, but these short nails are it. And like I said, you guys need to let me know if you're interested in seeing a Polygel Amazon comparison review. So subscribe and comment below, and follow me on Instagram at justbless.